Good evening, everyone. My name is Andrea. I'm from Italy and I make mum and baby videos, everything about house, baby, mum life, and basically everything lifestyle. So if you like that kind of content, please subscribe to my channel because I would like to bring you so much more. My journey on YouTube just started, and I would love to have you on board. Now, today I want to talk to you about postpartum and what my postpartum journey has been like so far. I had my daughter back in May, so it's already been 8 months, almost nine. Stay tuned, by the way, because in February, when she turns 9 months old, I'll also be doing a 9 month postpartum body update. So if you're interested, please subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell so you can get notification when that video comes out. Anyway, today I'm just sat on the floor in Billy's room and I'm just gonna have a chat with you, basically like if it was my friend like down the road asking me these questions. I just think it's nice for me to be able to speak to you, truthfully about what postpartum is like and all the TMI stuff that maybe people don't feel comfortable telling you about. People that might not feel comfortable, but I want to cover everything and I want to be as realistic as I can, and I want to say everything that has happened to my body in a very realistic way, and hopefully that helps you. Hopefully that makes you feel normal, and if you're pregnant, that's gonna give you a realistic expectation instead of the expectation that everyone has of this bouncing back within 6 weeks. But yeah, anyway, let's jump straight in. Postpartum, one of the first things that happens to your body is the bleeding. You're going to be bleeding for weeks possibly, and that is true. I was bleeding for about 4-5 weeks. I know it sounds a lot like a long time, but I didn't really feel it. Like it, if I think back now, it's gone very fast. But yeah, my bleeding lasted about 4 to 5 weeks. It got much lighter after a week. So the first week is the week that you're gonna be using like the big pads, and that's gonna be the week that you're gonna bleed a lot. So you have to be careful when you go to sleep and stuff as well. Maybe put like a pad or a towel underneath you. But after the first week, for me, it calmed down so much. It was basically like a normal period towards the end, so it's basically nothing. Like it just stopped slowly, and then I was breastfeeding, so I was bleeding for about 5 weeks, let's say, and then I had this surprise, and a 5.5 weeks, 6 weeks, so basically like a couple of days after my postpartum bleeding stopped, I got my first period. I got so lucky, like they tell you if you're breastfeeding, it's gonna take you a bit longer to get your period back and stuff, but no, I was scared because I thought something was wrong with me, and I thought I could have had a problem, but instead I called the doctor and I checked, and it was just my first period postpartum. It was like a normal period. It was just a lot heavier than I remembered, and also it was a different color than I remembered, so it was more like pinkish, like proper fresh blood, because I was used to the postpartum bleeding, which is basically dirty blood. That was proper red and raw. So that was the difference for me. My first postpartum period didn't hurt. I didn't have much cramping, but let me tell you, the second one was bad. Like the second one, I remember it was hurting a lot. So I just want to tell you, sometimes your first period can be bad, or but no, for me the first period postpartum was fine. The second one, though, it was very bad, but my body went back to normal quite quickly and quite normally. So my period picked up from there, and I had a normal period every month since, so nothing has changed. So yeah, apart from that, after having my first period, I also noticed, like during those first months, I had an extremely like different smell, and it wasn't a good smell. It was a bad smell. So basically, I I was struggling a lot to accept it myself because it was so bad. Like I was sweating so much, but I hated the smell. Like the smell was very strong, and no matter how many times I had a shower, how many times I cleaned myself, the smell was very bad. And I know it's also normal, but also down there, like when I was changing my pad and I was yeah, when I was changing my pad and or I was going to have a shower, the smell was insane. Like I could smell myself, like my whole body, and it was disgusting to me. Like I hated it. I absolutely hated it. And it stayed bad for probably the first 6 weeks, if not 8 weeks, but then it kind of got better and better, so I went back to my normal self. But I can tell you now, a lot of people say that they get a very bad smell after giving birth. So I'm just letting you know now, there's nothing wrong with you. It's just a normal thing that our bodies go through. Alongside the smell, there's also the night sweats. The night sweats are horrible because again, not many people experience it, or not many people talk about it. I luckily only had them for a week and then went back to normal. But basically what happened to me was I was going to bed and I had to put a towel underneath me because it was so bad. I was sweating so much, and I would wake up and I was drenched. I was covered in sweat, and I had to change clothes sometimes, and like halfway through the night when my daughter was waking up, I had to get up and change because it was disgusting. But yeah, so night sweats are proper, like you're proper sweating and you're sweating so much, and you're just gonna have to accept it. Again, there's nothing you can do about it. I tell you, maybe just to save your mattress or your bed, just put a towel underneath you, or you can buy the puppy pads, which sounds bad, but you can put puppy pads in between your bed sheet and your mattress, so you have double cover, from blood and sweat and the rest. You're not gonna it's not gonna go all the way through to your mattress, and your mattress is safe. Another thing that happened to me, and that I realized a couple of weeks postpartum, was when I went to put on my shoes. I went to put on my shoes that I had before giving birth, and they didn't fit me anymore. They were very tight and my feet were hurting when I was walking with them, and then I had to buy half a size bigger than I was before. And then I googled it and I spoke to my health visitor about it, and they said it's completely normal, and the feet during pregnancy grow, and for some reason I don't know why, but they do grow, and you're gonna need bigger shoes. That's just something that happens to your body. Again, it's just something that happens, and from what I heard, you're not gonna go back to the size that you were before. So I was already a giant in shoes. I'm a size 7 in the UK, so I am now 7.5. And if it was hard enough to find women's shoes before, it's even harder now. And hopefully, when you have a second child, or third child, your feet don't grow even more, because if I have more children, then I'm gonna have like massive feet. But yeah, my feet did grow, and none of my shoes that I had before fit me. Another thing that I know happens to a lot of people, and that happened to me, is hair loss. Hair loss is a thing that a lot of women go through, and it's very hard to accept, because if you had like this amazing hair during pregnancy and you're like all this volume to your hair, and it's just brilliant, like your hair just looks amazing, like you just came out the hairdressers every day, then postpartum that reality stops, because postpartum you're gonna lose your hair. And honestly, I was worse than a dog. Like I could find patches of my hair lying around the house, in the shower. I was taking like literally kilos of hair, and I had to throw it like in the bin, because the shower would get always blocked if I let my hair go in it. So in the plug, it's growing back now. Like I have this little cute like patches on my head, and you can see like where the hair is growing back, and like it's just very short, but it's growing back, and another one is gonna be, of course, you were pregnant before, so you had your belly stretched out so much because you've done the amazing thing of giving birth to a human being, and you had a human being inside of your belly, so your belly stretched out, and you're probably gonna have like this very soft and like jelly, I don't know how to explain it, but it's basically like your belly feels like jelly and it wobbles, and it was horrible for me to accept it. Like I had a like, you know, flat-ish stomach before, and I was going to the gym, and at least I could feel like there was something hard underneath my belly, but now postpartum I couldn't, and I was bloated. I had like this small little belly, and I looked 5 months pregnant, and it was so hard for me to accept. I was so bloated. I felt so bad. I felt like I was pregnant all over again. I just lost a couple of sizes in belly, but I just didn't like myself at all. It was so hard for me to accept my body postpartum. It was so hard for me to accept what I looked like. And I really hope that you don't struggle as much, because it is normal. It's something that you're gonna go through. You're not gonna go from having an like 40-week pregnant belly to just looking like your normal self in a space of 5 days, 2 days. Like that is, even 6 weeks, even 2 months. Like that is a lot to expect from your body. Like after everything is gone through, don't look at social media accounts that like give birth and the next day they bounce back, because they probably are using old pictures of themselves, and you know, there's a lot of tricks on social media on lights and how to take pictures in order to look skinnier. Don't make you feel bad because you didn't bounce back, or because your body's not gonna look like someone else's body postpartum. Your belly, it is gonna be a bit saggy. You might have loose skin. Your skin might never go back to normal, and you're gonna be bloated for a couple of months or a couple of weeks, or however long it's gonna take your body to heal. But my body has not gone back to normal yet. I say normal as in my expectation of normal, my expectation of going back to before. My body is not gonna be like before, because I have been pregnant and I have given birth to a human being, and my body's never gonna be like before that. My body's always gonna be scarred by it, but in a good way. Like, you know, I've been there. I am a mum, and I have had a massive belly, and I have given birth, and I've gone through all of that, and now I have a sad belly button. Like I call it, it's a sad belly button because it's not like it used to look. And I do have a lot of loose skin yet, and I am still bloated, and I have gained weight, and I haven't lost it all. And also I still have the stretch marks. Another thing that women don't talk about much is the stretch marks, and how much stretch marks can worry someone. I was using bio oil and stretch mark creams every single day throughout my whole pregnancy, and I still end up having very bad stretch marks. I say very bad stretch marks for me, but there is worse and there is better out there. So, but for me, for what I was expecting, because I was thinking I use all these oils and creams and stuff, all these products every night religiously on like everywhere, and spent all this money to avoid getting them, and then at the end of my pregnancy I still had stretch marks. It was such a like I don't know, basically sad thing for me. I was like, I spent all this money and all this time putting all this cream on, like, and products, and then it's not even working. Like I still have stretch marks, but from the red like tiger marks that I had, they look like someone was cutting my skin. They are now basically completely white and faded. You can still see them, and you can still see they have stretch marks, but they're nowhere near as where they were before. Anyway, another topic that is very hard to talk about is sex postpartum. Now I know that everyone, like doctors and stuff, tell you to wait 6 weeks, and I'm telling you to wait 6 weeks because it is recommended. And it is very good for your body to for you to wait, because it's not just about the healing on the outside, but it's more about the healing on the inside. Your body has opened up to allow your baby to come out of your body, and everything is still open inside. And if you have sex 6 weeks before, like before the 6 weeks mark, you could get an infection, and that would hurt you more than it would do you good. So you do you. I did wait 6 weeks, and it happened on like the mark, like exactly the day that Amelie was turning 6 weeks old. And that's just because I felt ready from about 4 weeks. I didn't tear much. I had a first degree tear, and I only had a couple of stitches. So for me, recovery, luckily, postpartum was quite good. I was completely healed 4 weeks postpartum, so I was ready, but not mentally ready. So I waited, and then of course I knew that you have to wait because that's when it's safe to do it. So I waited until 6 weeks, and everyone asked me how it was. It was fine. It was completely normal. It wasn't like before, and I did have memories of me giving birth like coming back to my head in that moment, because of course like there was no action down there since I gave birth. And then so I was thinking about the moment I was giving birth for just a couple of seconds, but it was just one of those things. It did happen, and I was thinking about that. But you just have to be careful. You can be the one that wants to take charge of it, because that way you can control how much pressure and the speed and everything, so in order to like, because you need to be careful and not hurt yourself. But yeah, just take control of the situation, and try to do it at your own pace, and get them not to understand that this is basically like for you, like being virgin again, and doing it for the first time. So be mindful of that, and remember, just take your time. There is no rush. You might not finish, you might not feel any pleasure for the first couple of times. Don't feel discouraged by it, because it's gonna go back to normal at some point. Or it's not gonna go back to normal, but it's gonna be a new normal. My reality was, it felt good, but it wasn't the good that it was before. It was still good, but it was just a different good. My whole body changed. Like, the reaction that my body had was completely different to the reaction that my body had before. So be mindful of that. For some people it might be completely like different. For some people it might be like before. Everyone is different. You need to find what you like, and you need to find what feels comfortable for you, just all over again. Basically, you just need to do it all over again, and you have to do it together as a couple, because that is gonna help you so much. Another topic that is very TMI, not TMI, but probably like just a bit taboo to talk about, is incontinence postpartum. Incontinence is a reality of many women. I probably think that like most women experience this at some point in their life, especially if you've had a baby recently or within the last year. It is very important to do your pelvic floor exercises. It's very important for you to train your pelvic floor, but at the same time, I didn't. And I used to say like, oh no, it's fine, I do them sometimes. I did do them sometimes, but it wasn't every day. It wasn't multiple times a day. I just did them when I remembered, and for me it just felt a bit weird, so I didn't do them. And now I kind of regret it, because even though I do not suffer from like very bad incontinence, I realized a couple of weeks ago that unfortunately it does happen to me as well. I needed to go to the toilet very badly, and I was coming from a car ride with Amberly, and I needed to get inside in order to go to the bathroom. And then I had to go inside with the Amberly, so I was holding her up. I really needed to go to the toilet, and I had to run because it was raining, so I had to go inside as quick as possible. And when I was running, I could feel like I was dripping, basically, wee while I was running, and it was so embarrassing for me in that moment. I could feel it coming out, but I couldn't control myself, and I couldn't stop it, and I knew I had to run and get inside. It wasn't much. It wasn't like like everything coming out, but I did have that problem and I really couldn't control it. And then it happened a couple of days after, when I was dancing in the living room with Amberly, and again I needed to go to the toilet, and my bladder was very full and I was bouncing up and down, and then I could feel it. I could just feel like I couldn't control it, and I felt like I wet myself a little bit, and it was so embarrassing. It was so bad. It's always been by myself. It's never been anyone around me, and I always like so embarrassed about it, but it only happens when my blood is very full and I really need to the toilet, and I'm doing something like bouncing up and down or running, or it doesn't happen on a normal daily basis, but it can be like that for you. So remember to do your pelvic floor exercises. Go and see a pelvic floor trainer or doctor. You need to get help, and you need to do your pelvic floor exercises. It is a very tough subject, and it's not something that you want to talk about. It's not something that you want to admit to people, and I know because I haven't talked to anyone about it, so I do understand that it can be a bit weird. So yeah, that's it from me today. These are the postpartum TMI subjects, or subjects that not many people want to share or talk about. So I hope my video helps you feel a bit more normal about them. They are a reality for many women, and they are things that happen to everyone. I hope I helped you. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're gonna be here to watch my 9-month postpartum body update, and hopefully I can give you some body positivity then as well. So if you'd like, please subscribe to my channel and leave a like if you liked the video, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching, and bye.